Yay, we're live. Well, you just get me. Until somebody else joins in, you just get me. I'll even spare you from having to watch me fly a quad, because all my batteries are in storage mode. And I'm not going to be very entertaining waiting for people to join in, but I'll give it a try. G-Web is a meanie. Get that out of the way. Cool. I will tell you, I'm on my third 721 camera from Hubson. I got it today. Or not Hubson, from Horizon Hobbies. And the third defective one I got. Each one's had a different problem. Joys of trying to get this right. I knew it was a junk camera, but it came with my quad. And I just want a working one since I paid for a working one. First one won't charge. Second one works indoors fine, but as soon as I go outside, I guess the light sensor is too sensitive and goes off as soon as it's outside. And the third one will not read any SD card, where the other one reads them fine. So, oh well. And yes, the link is out there on Gun Channels. And if you haven't joined Gun Channels yet, go ahead and join it. It's awesome. You can join for free. You can get all these live chats live. You can get links to join in on a lot of chats by asking. Or if it's a lobby chat or a potluck chat like this one, you can normally find the link right in the chat, but you do have to register. Gun Channels is pretty darn cool.
Testing microphone.
Hey!
Yep, I gotta get different headphones. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening, but apparently they're not working. Hold on.
No problem. I'll continue talking to myself. Luna has learned to be a parrot. Sitting on my frickin' shoulder all the time now. It's getting annoying. I was cleaning out the litter box this morning and she jumped on my back and on my shoulder. I'm like, almost knocking me face first and surface of a litter box. Gotta figure a way to stop that from happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a kitty in the springtime. I'm ready for another.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I need one.
Right now I'm dealing with 5 is 5 too many.
Yeah, I could see that being a problem. Yeah,
Well, I'm dealing with, yeah, Triton is a pain. Actually, I'm locking him up now before I feed the cats. Because I can't even get the cat food out of the can. And he's, on top of the refrigerator looking down, because the last place I had to do it was a stove, which is right next to the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And now he jumps down the stove and knocks a plate on the ground, then chomps on the food, so he's got to get locked up until I get everybody else fed. Then he can come charging in.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Yep.
And for some freaking reason, Phobos has a fascination with the shower.
Really?
Not when there's water in it, just the shower itself.
That's interesting.
He's taken to going. I left the door open, and he still thinks he can land on top of the shower door. It's like a quarter-inch thick.
Uh, yeah, mine like to hide between the shower. They would hide between the liner and the shower curtain and attack the other cat. Whoever came in the bathroom would get attacked.
Well, I've been really lazy. I've had a suitcase in the bathroom for like a year now.
Oh, they
Right now,
can't. That's better than catnip to them.
yeah, exactly. It's 3/4 open but still shut. It's one of those bigger style ones, the old fashioned style.
Oh yeah.
And they go in there and they just go crazy, attacking each other in there.
What is it with suitcases, man? They just anything, just any suitcase, especially those nylon ones.
Yep.
You put it out, they're on it. I used to think, what do they know I'm leaving or something? I mean, I imagine they probably did have some knowledge at some point, but it's ridiculous. You can't get them off there.
No, it is quite crazy.
I don't know what it is. The height of it.
Well, these are actually, Tupperware like sweater boxes.
Hmm.
You familiar with those?
Yes, actually.
Marlowe's just got the hugest fascination with laying in them, without anything in there, in one corner.
Can you like kind of see through it?
You can see through it. He just lays there, right in there. There's no top on it. Just lays in there and just sleeps in there. I'm like, why don't you like something that's just a little too small for you, like normal cats?
That's in the nature.
I know. It's just kind of frustrating. I'm like, that's annoying. But oh well.
So what's going on? So Webbs was going to have a chat and then decided not to have a chat.
Then decided to have a chat, and decided not to have a chat.
So we're doing this chat.
Then decided to have a chat. I don't know where he's at right now.
Is this the chat?
Yeah, he's flip-flopping more than Romney.
Let's see here. That's your link.
And, yeah.
Same link. All right. Everybody's got the same link.
Yep, I hope so.
All right. We're live, right?
Yeah, we've been live. I was live like 5 minutes just babbling.
There you go. Watched your shitty motor video today.
Actually, the only reason I put that up was to go share over at RC groups because they're trying to understand what I meant by a bad motor.
Right. Well, is it flying okay or what?
I had trim. It wants to drift to the right and back because it's a left motor. That's acting up. It wants to drift to like right and back. So you have to trim. It's still flyable.
Is there two trims on that controller, front and back and left and right, kind of? Or is it just one way or another?
No, there's a whole bunch. For trim, you've got elevator trim, rudder trim, aileron trim, and throttle trim.
There you go. So, does the remote from your first one work with this one? Is that the deal? Because I saw there's no remote with this thing.
Oh, I had it off to the side. I have DX6i.
But it didn't come with it, correct?
No, I bought that. Actually, I bought a flight simulator that radio came with.
Whoa.
The radio itself is entry-level digital, programmable. I mean, it's entry-level.
How much are those? Are they $50, something like that? Less? I knew in the old days they were over 100.
Easy. Well, this one is like 130. It's not one of the cheaper radios.
All right. But it generally can be programmed to work with most of those copters? Or just a few like that one?
With any of the blades, with JR, there's a few brands that one specifically works for, but you can get modules that basically plug into a trainer port, and then you can fly other planes.
So it learns. It's learnable, programmable.
It's programmable. It's not learnable. You have to plug in a module that acts like a receiver,
Ah, okay.
or actually a transmitter in this case. No transmitter. I can't use this remote without one of those modules to fly my Hudson.
So that second copter then cost you 50 something, what, 60 bucks? 50 bucks?
The one that was my video today,
Yeah.
that was 60.
And your first one was less than that. Now, did that one come with a controller?
Yeah, that came with a little. It's like a PlayStation controller.
Right. So as of right now, that first one's the better value of the two. Well, I mean,
Well, it depends how you look at better value. I've actually got more money into the first one than I do the second one.
interesting. Oh well,
Because I
you
crashed
took a
the car.
dive, yeah. I saw that.
Flight characteristics that Hobson weighs as much as my big 12-inch diagonal quad. Actually, the Hobson weighs just a tad bit more.
You
As,
know, the video quality outdoors was not bad. That's you know, that's what I was saying. You know, obviously it wasn't stellar, but it was definitely not bad for what it is.
no, for a zero point 0.3 megapixel camera, no.
Yeah. So yeah, I
It
was
helps.
impressed.
Yeah, it helped that I did upload it in 1080. After converting with my video player to 1080, it
So
only
it
can do
was
so much,
right.
but it's not bad though.
It's usable. That's the thing. It's a usable function.
Yeah, but the 180 I got, which is a bigger one, that video takes inside in somewhat sunny conditions because I'm still having trouble with the camera. The camera's a separate detachable thing with it.
Uh-huh.
It's nice. It's 720.
There you go.
It's not great, but it's nice. It's a lot better than Hubson.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to call Horizon tomorrow and say I got a third defect. I knew this was an issue before I bought the quad, that the camera sucked. And, a lot of people had issues with them, but the difference between this one and the ready to, or excuse me, the bind and fly without the camera was $20. I figure for $20 the camera can't be that bad. I was wrong. I should have saved myself $20.
Yeah. Well, I had this is the classic $23, the S107G.
Yeah.
This, with the tail rudder, that with the up and downs. This is,
Yeah.
for 25 bucks. This thing is the best $25 I ever spent. It's a blast.
That's what got me into the copters, and
I like the
that thing's a
white.
freaking blast. I actually had that thing stripped down, so freaking light. It was so fast for coaxial.
And then my dad for Christmas gave me this one. It's a pretty big one. He must have.
Coaxial.
It's crazy, but it works. It's just loud. But it's got crazy lights. This fucking thing is crazy. But I got it as a Christmas gift, and I can tell you, I was completely psyched because this is like, I don't think you can ever be too old to get a remote control helicopter for Christmas.
No.
I was like, Dad, that thing is fucking awesome. He goes, yeah, you like it? I go, yeah, thing's awesome. So I've only flew this 3 times. I gotta finally I'm gonna see how it does outdoors. But she's pretty hefty,
it's
man.
a really, really calm day.
That thing's big. Yeah, I could see breaking stuff on this way easier than
No, coaxials do not fight the wind well.
Yeah.
They
That's
will
okay,
actually. You'll be sitting there on the throttle and fighting, fighting the wind, and you just watch it go bye.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't realize. So, but look at this is again pardon the noise as I do this, but look at I got the vaulted ceiling in here.
There you can have a lot of fun with the quad.
I mean these ceilings got to be 25 feet high, so I could have a lot of fun with that in here. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, if you want to get something fun, you can spend $40 to $60 range. It depends on which. I should say $40 to $70 depending on which Hubson you want, and they're really nice for the price. For a little quadcopter, and they're great to learn with.
Do you like the quad more than these regular helicopters? Would you say?
The coaxials, yes. Coaxials get boring pretty quick
Yeah.
because they can't do anything but forward, back, left, right, go in circles, spin,
Yeah.
and they can't handle wind. My little MSR, which is about the size of it's actually a little bit smaller than that little SEMA 107,
Hmm.
and that I can fly outside in 5 mile an hour winds.
Now those must be better outside because they're like four stabilizing gyroscopes, right? As compared to the coaxial, I would think that probably inherently gives them more stability or something.
Quads are
Yeah.
normally 6 axis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get 3 axis, but 3 axis means if you're like going forward, it
Hmm.
will stay forward. You have to correct
Oh,
it
yeah, yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
With 6 axis, if you're going forward and you leave off the um, not the throttle, the
Shtick.
L, yeah. No, yeah, you leave off the stick to stop your forward flight. It's stable. It hovers.
That's cool. That's what I prefer. Like, so you let off and then it just vroom, kind of
Yeah,
comes back to a hover.
yeah. A lot of them
Yeah.
like the little Hubson having an expert mode. So if you learn to control your quad and you're like bored with it, you can go to the expert mode and then you can do flips. You can go really really fast.
I've seen those professional helicopter remote control pilots, and I mean, quite frankly, I don't even know that I'd want to do that stuff. It takes. I like the fact that it's a miniature helicopter that you're flying. When they're doing this badminton thing with it and bouncing it upside down, it's like, well, it is remarkable, but it's not quite what my idea of the cool. I don't know. I just think it's weird. Obviously, extremely talented, but I'm like, yeah, that's pretty wild, but I don't need it to do that.
Yeah. Well, the
you
one
know.
thing I like about the blade designs that's Horizon Hobby
Hmm.
um, is they've got the safe technology. So if you're not in the expert mode, you just freaking leave off the sticks wherever they're at. The right stick will go back to center, and that'll just self hover.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
that is awesome. That has saved me a few times with my both of them. Just like leaving off, I'm like, oops, I got a little too wild.
that's cool.
Yeah, and another cool thing, I do this with the Nano, is I'll just take and throw it like I'm freaking angry at it, hit the throttle, and it'll self hover.
Yeah, I've been watching a couple videos where that's what they're doing, just like tossing it up in the air and then it like comes to life.
Yep,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
that is
cool.
cool. Yeah, and if you want a really really tiny one, there's one that's called the Proto X,
Hmm.
PROTO, and then space X.
Yep.
It's 1.8 inches diagonally, so less than 2 inches diagonally,
Wow. That's cool.
and it can do flips and everything else. So they're just tiny.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like the idea of the tiny, especially indoors.
Yeah, yeah. I can go in my basement, and I actually do have a video. I'm at the mute, and didn't have any lights set up down there. And I saw my big one. I just gotta remember which video it is. Can't remember which one it got named as. I'll tell as soon as the song comes on. And that's a Hudson. I'll mute it because the Hubson doesn't record sound very well,
Uh-huh.
but the one that right now the camera that works in the house does record sound. And I'll
Hmm.
turn it up real quick. You can hear kind of like you can hear the motors running. And by the way, if you can see her, that's Luna. I'll get back to the
That's the
camera.
video from the copter.
That's from the 180.
That's good, man.
That's inside with under like 80 watts of fluorescent lighting.
Wow, man. That's not bad at all. And I'm watching it from your channel. That
Yep.
must look better when if you upload it.
Oh, it would too, but
Wow, that's there's nothing wrong with that. Jesus Christ. That looks better than some of the early YouTube videos I've posted with cameras. Jesus.
well, the nice thing about this, I'm thinking it'll record. I think they say about an hour's worth,
So
and
without
it
the
has a
camera,
microphone.
was the without that's kind of wild with the microphone. But how much does that eat into flight time with the camera on?
This one gets 10 minutes without the camera running,
Yep.
and since the camera actually runs off an external battery, that's built-in battery,
Oh, it has its own
this
rechargeable battery?
yeah, it
Oh,
gets a
that's
nine
kind
and
of
a
cool.
half with it plugged into the board on the. So you plug it into the board to turn it on and off.
So you have to charge them independently?
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
it's not.
I like the sound of that though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm getting dizzy. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm
And pretty stable
I
actually.
screamed at
It's
the when during your video today. I screamed tripod.
yeah.
I always hate that one. It's like I was in a bit of a like Jesus man, get a tripod.
And I do. I have that. I ended up ordering a headband from China to attach my camera to so I can film this when I'm flying, and it came today, and I had put my camera on there.
Someone needs to invent like a quick detach for camera stuff. I mean, the screw thing's fine, but even though it's not that big of a deal, it is a pain in the ass having to twist it on, twist it off. It'd be so much easier if you could just click it on or click it off
Click
and
it
then
off, just like I
yeah,
do with my tripod.
yeah. My tripod has a plastic insert that is literally like a LaRue quick detach, but then you got this freaking base stuck to the bottom of your camera,
Yeah,
and you can't get at the battery department compartment with it.
well, I can get the yeah. I can't get at mine either. I have to take it off, but at least it's I can take it off the tripod and bring it in and charge it
Yeah.
up and stuff like that.
Some of the best money I ever also spent was on an aluminum tripod that can go about 4 feet to 5 feet high.
Yep, 5 feet high
I,
on mine too, and I bought it back in the '90s.
I have one from the 80s that's like tubular aluminum steel. I think it weighs like 6 pounds. Hey, it works great, but it's just nice as an alternative.
Yeah, you can just
Um,
see Luna occasionally on the back of the chair when I come near her.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
She
I'm
doesn't.
surprised.
She's not even bothered by it.
My two cats, when I had my guys, they didn't give a crap about a laser. I couldn't play anything laser fun with them because they looked at it and then they would look up at my hand like, yeah, what's up with that? What do you want me to do? It was like not even anything. They're like, yeah, no, you're shining a laser on the floor. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah. By the way, Luna just knocked it out of the air.
That's cool.
It's light enough. She just swats it out of the air. And this is a big quad. It's a foot.
Ah.
Well, she's sitting there chewing on my quad, so I'm like chasing her off of there. I got to go through and edit this video and add stuff. My cats destroyed the basement this week. All that stuff was neatly piled on top of other stuff, but neatly.
Yeah, I blame it on the cats too.
No, this is
Even
seriously
though I don't
cats.
have any, no.
So I've
But
been spring cleaning.
they dirtied all my dishes too, and haven't cleaned them yet. My man DB in the house.
Oh, gee, I was yelling at me. This should be in the quad chat. Well, we're just talking about it.
Yeah, you got like 7 you mofos out there. At least DB's in here now.
Yeah, it can easily change the subject. I'd
Yeah.
love to talk quads for like an hour straight.
Just killing some dead air here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, DB joined us.
Yeah, he's still silent. He's there.
My video will just play because I'm not there anymore. So.
I was telling him. I just texted him earlier. Every now and then you gotta break open the ammo cans and see what the stock looks like and admire it and see where you're at. So I decided to say, all right, I want to see how much 223 steel case ammo I have and how much brass I have. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I probably got like 3,000. So I laid it all out. I ended up having over 5,000 rounds.
Nice.
I was like, holy crap, I could stop buying this now. I think I have enough, actually. And because, well, the deal is I now have over 60 magazines. And just the ammo and the mags alone is 2,000 rounds.
Yeah.
Because I have several 40 rounders, a bunch of 35s, some 30s. So, and I got about half and half. Half of it's brass, the other half is steel. So, I think I can actually kind of coast for the summer now. I can shoot through a couple thousand rounds and still be good to go.
I'm telling you this now, Jules. You can listen to it here, or I'll send you a text. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a drone chat. Well, an IC chat to be done. Be exact. After Young Guns.
Hey, G Whips, check that message I wrote to you, like at 9 o'clock, and I listed it on the bottom privately. There, and just say if that's okay or not.
Yeah, because there's a lot more I want to talk about, like lipos and charging.
Well, I saw your ass with soldering guns and shit, and that I mean, I have electric guitars, and I anytime there's soldering involved, it's like I just crumble. I'm like, all right, I'll just pay someone $20 to do this. It's just I've never been successful soldering stuff. It's very odd. It just doesn't work. I guess you're dealing with in the guitar. There are so many like my pickups come with 4 wires, and some of them are like only a few strands. So if you pull too hard, all of a sudden I start losing real estate, and then I'm like, oh shit, I've only got 4 inches of wire with 1 inch exposed. If I have to cut this again, I'm not going to be able to reach it, So I bet that those things look like you have a little more forgiveness. Plus, it's not a $100 pickup and a $1,000 guitar.
Well, I'll give you an example. You have to do basically you replace an LED or a motor on the frickin' Hudson.
Yeah.
You gotta solder everything back. You gotta unsolder and then solder it.
Well, that's what I did. I reverse engineered my first pickup, and I didn't solder it. I just spliced and twisted the wires and then electrical taped them, and it worked.
Yep.
But
that works too.
Like a genius, before I put on the next one, I ended up cutting the other one off real quick, and then I ended up cutting a wire I didn't need to, and I was like, okay, I just gotta go in the shop. And then I said, while you're at it, can you kind of fix the first one I did? As you can see, I just electrical taped it in there. Man, that pissed me off. It was, these pickups they're $120 a piece, and obviously the bridge pickup is more important than the neck pickup because that's where I play mostly. So every now and then I'd go on Amazon and in eBay and see if I could find one used, because I don't give a shit. It's gonna work. It's a coil. So I see Amazon list one, and they have one for used at some kind of pawn shop. Never bought anything used on Amazon. It was $60 instead of 120, $5 shipping. So I ordered it, sold the other pickup right out of the guitar, clipped it out of there. 2 weeks later, I'm like, where the fuck is the pickup? I go on Amazon, no trace of an order at all. Then I go on my email, and I go back like 3 weeks, and I see like an email 4 days later. Yeah, that item's no longer available for sale.
Oh.
And so then I was like, and then I could never find a used one. Then I had to buy one for 120. I was pissed.
Yeah,
and it's a great pickup, don't get me wrong, and it matches the guitar. It's got a zebra thing going on now. But it was, I'm glad it's in there now, don't get me wrong. But at the time, I was like, motherfucker, I didn't need to spend that.
Well, for me, I started learning how to solder when I was like 13.
Mm-hmm.
So I was into the RC hobby back then, with cars.
The irony of all this is that I actually used to do wood burning.
Oh, damn! You can
And I
wood
was
burning. You can solder.
I was actually fairly good at it. Actually, let me show you. I got something right over here. If I can grab it without pulling my laptop off the thing. I made like some cribbage boards and stuff out of rosewood and did some unbelievably kind of cool things. But this is something I did right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah. So it's a skier, of course, just on a cheap piece of wood, but I don't know if I can see it any better. There it is.
Yes, you can. If you can do that, you can solder.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. But I was always good at building models and putting on those decals. You had to put the flux on there, though, or whatever it was. Not flux, but it wouldn't stick. That's how I felt soldering was like. It's like you don't just push it on or whatever. You kind of have to know the technique. Like putting decals on a model, you have to have this special stuff that you put on over the decal to make it actually work.
It depends on the type of decal. Some of them were soaking.
Well, you soak and put on, and then you rub this like it was almost like fingernail polish solution. I can't remember what it was called, but it was designed to like smooth it out and make it adhere. I don't even
Yeah,
know
I'm
what it was.
trying to remember what that was called.
It was called something weird, and it was a clear bottle, white label, blue writing, or blue label, white writing. And it was
Yes.
sub.
I
Yeah,
can picture it in my head.
I want to say like sub gum, but I know that isn't it.
No, but it's close.
Yeah, it is. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna bug me. Because it was absolutely essential, and you didn't need a lot of it,
No. So
but
I
it
use
made
that
it come
stuff
out good.
with decals in the models all the time.
Because you know what really made a really nice model was when you used airbrush to paint it. Because if you painted it by hand, it would look like shit.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
you could airbrush your model, that thing looked awesome. That's why I was cringing when Schwell did a video. He painted his gun tonight with Krylon, and I was like, oh, yeah. Which you good because it goes on so goddamn thick, and it's like, oh my god, Duracoat's $10 more than that can. Just buy a thing of Duracoat, would you?
Yeah,
But again, it came out good, but oof.
yeah, I started out with a little brush and painting models, and then testers came out with an airbrush kit, like a compressed
Oh,
air.
those things used to piss me off.
And it was nice the first
Yeah,
time I
the first
used
year.
it, and after that, it was just a pain in the
Yeah,
ass.
that's the whole thing with this Duracoat. I had to spend $80 on a tiny little airbrush, like the one you would use for models. But that is why my Duracoat jobs come out so good. Let me grab it. It's right here, actually. Hold on a second. All right. So this is what I do all my Duracoating with. Just the regular, this. So, but that's why I can put it on so well because it goes on in thin layers. I can control it, and then of course you just hang the bot. This is it. This is the setup. There you
Painted
go.
model.
That's
Yep.
my professional Duracoating. But I can control the how much is coming out. It takes me a while, but it goes on super even.
I've seen what people can do with airbrushes on
I always used
on
to love that.
RC stuff. On RC stuff that is just amazing lately.
I used to like those people they used to at the boardwalk where they'd make the big face, the characters. I always wanted to be able to airbrush like that. I still can't.
Oh no, but I'm sitting there watching a YouTube video of a guy airbrushing his racing truck. For I can't remember. Yeah, it was a nitro truck. It was a gas engine truck that he was sitting there He paints it up, and then he shows it the next day all beat to hell.
Uh,
And he's like, oh, let's paint it again.
yeah, if I ever get a motorcycle again, which I will plan on doing, if it needs some kind of a paint job, I'm actually going to Duracoat it. I think it would come out awesome. Nice, like a flat kind of. Yeah, I like yellow. Nice, like a matte yellow color. Maybe some black in there.
Hey, Dano.
What's up, Dave?
Right until you lay it down. You like my ear?
You got a
Yeah.
pierced.
The wrong
Yeah.
ear.
Whoops.
Yeah.
No, it's right is wrong, left is right.
Left is wrong, right is right. Left is
No.
right, right is wrong. What is it? It's your left ear that's right, right?
Yeah, left is right, right is wrong.
Okay,
As
that's
my
like the,
college roommate,
Yeah.
told me as I walked into my room and suddenly he had an earring, the first thing he said is, "Just remember, gay rights." He says, and you'll never go wrong. And it was in his left ear.
Yep.
But if you remember
Yeah.
gay rights, then you've got the whole earring thing down.
yeah, down in the Caribbean in St. Thomas, you drive on the left side of the road, even though the steering wheel is still on the right, the normal side. So it's fucked up, I'll tell you. But it's so you can like look over the cliff when you're driving that because the roads are so tiny there. But there's a giant sticker on all the rental cars right in the dashboard, and it says, "Stay to the left, and you'll always be right." But it's not a big deal until you come to a T section, and your mind just starts to go like, "Wait a minute, I'm going to the right."
It's like, I got to think
Wow.
about this for
Wait a
5 minutes before I can go.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it left turn on a red light? What is going on here?
Where I live, there's no lines in the road, and normally it's like driving. It's like flat and straight for a mile. And I'm like, once in a while, I'll wander over into the left hand side of the road, and it just feels so freaking wrong to drive over there. I'm like, how the hell can
Yeah,
people
it
do
is
this?
odd. And now I was in the Cayman Islands, and I believe you drive on the other side, but it had the steering wheel on the right. So that was freaky because now you're shifting with your left hand. So every time I would want to shift, I would like put the blinkers on or something. It's like, because the blinkers are on the wrong side of the steering wheel too. And you're like,
There is an easy solution for that.
the hell? I gotta stop smoking weed or something here.
The easy solution is don't go there.
Dude, there's nothing like the Caribbean, my friend. It is,
Well, I
it is
realize
paradise,
you're in
as they
sales, and that's what you
say.
do.
Well,
You
no,
say
I
that
do,
kind of stuff,
because I
and I
like-
understand it.
I went to the Caribbean when I was a baby, when I was a child. It's just a beautiful place, man. It's a relaxation like no other. Because I mean, you don't even want. I don't know. That's hard to explain. Have you been?
Not to the Caribbean, no, but I have been to Europe and to a number of countries. But
It's a little
with
different.
that same money, I can stay in the U.S. and have money left over to buy me a handgun or a rifle at the end of the trip.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But see, with timeshare, the room's only $150 a week, so you're really not spending that much money.
Well, see, I'm
Well,
just
the
talking.
timeshare.
I'm not getting enough timeshares.
Just saying. Helped a young family out today.
And if you want a nice timeshare in New Hampshire, who do you contact?
Hey, Six Strings
Yellow.
are man. Hey,
Jello's the man.
my business cards say on them timeshare the way it should be.
Well, it's catchy.
It works, man. I'll tell you.
And
If you vacation, hey, if you don't vacation, then what? I don't want you buying nothing.
it also does directly address that bad karma that timeshares got.
Well, it has a bad karma for a couple of reasons. First of all, it used to suck, not as a whole, but for the most part, because if you did buy the most expensive week at a resort in its best unit, then your priority would be too low to get what you wanted somewhere else. And only about 10% of the inventory is top rated like that, and you got to sell 100% of it. So, there are people buying, January weeks in Cape Cod thinking they're going to go to Hawaii the next year. And they really think that. And I'm like, well, when you got home and you said to yourself, yeah, I got a week in January and I can use it in Hawaii. What did your common sense tell you? So there was that aspect, which now it doesn't matter. You can own anything and go anywhere. There is no such thing as off season, and it's first come, first serve. And the other thing is, the majority of resorts have maintenance fees annually of $900 or more, where mine is $475 or less. So there's a value to what and we offer 10 free nights on top of the week. So it's kind of a, where else can you spend $7,000 and vacation for 17 nights every year for the rest of your life for $7,000?
My home.
Yeah, well then you don't get to experience the world, Clark.
Yeah, but then I can get 2 Barrett 50 BMGs.
Yeah, but it's a proven fact that if you vacation, you're going to live longer, you're going to be more productive at life, you'll make more money than it takes to buy 3 Barretts, my friend. Clinically proven.
I'm going to tell you this, my vacations are staycations.
And I'm not saying, I own the product, and I haven't been away in 3 years, but that's because I just can't. I got to pay the bitch, as they say. But yeah, vacationing is vital to perspective, I think.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm doing this Arizona thing, the Arizona shoot in November. That's a vacation, and that's gonna happen because of this.
No, in my opinion, as long as as far as a real vacation, as long as you're not at the end of the day staying at home, it's a real vacation. Whether it's an hour away from your home or
oh yeah, I'm with you on that. Anything, it's like it's ironic because people come up from New York City and Boston to my area, and I'm in the mountains for skiing and stuff, and I'm like, I go, the irony here is I go to Boston for the couple of days to get away from this place. So it's a change of environment is key.
Exactly.
And again, and I won't say anything else about it, the one thing about timeshare is this, though. You're in a house or a condo. You're not in a hotel room. And if you've been on a vacation with a place that has a kitchen and separate bedrooms and a living room, most have washers and dryers, it's a whole nother ball game. And imagine that in the Caribbean, that's living, my friend. I mean, there was a room in Barbados we stayed in that was it was $1,400 a night.
Damn.
There was a private 28-foot swimming pool on the balcony. It was $140 for 10 days to stay there. So it's almost criminal how timeshare can work. But they weren't losing any money, but because someone bought that week for like $80,000, and they just never used it. So it's that part is hard to get over. And it's cool because like now I don't use as much. So my sister, she's in Florida. She's going to Florida to visit my dad without her husband and her kids, and my niece is going too with her kids. So I got them 3 nights in a 2-bedroom condo at Disney for $79 total cost, and they're in a 2-bedroom condo. So that part's pretty cool. And it helps erase like that $500 I owe her too. I'm like, you don't really want that $500 now, do you?
Hey, Kelly, I see you got the bad lever on your pistol there.
I got them on all 4, my friend.
Well, that's
all
what I was
4
going to ask.
rifles.
Is if you like
Roboting.
You're roboting. Start over.
to put them on all involved in install. What's involved in installing it?
See that? See how at the top, like where the lollipop is, you see that little screw? There's a screw right at the top. Literally, there's a like a CNC cut back on it. The back, you put it's actually called a lollipop, right? I think that lever, or a popsicle stick, whatever. So the top of the paddle. Your paddle fits in, and then it's got material that it kind of goes around it to the left, and there's that screw hole. And then all you do is place the lever on top of it and screw that screw in, and it's installed.
Okay, so there's no drilling or.
Nope. I tell you this though, of all four, the one you're looking at, that one, the hole was actually out of spec, and I couldn't get the screw on there, and I knew it wasn't the paddle because I put one of the other ones on there. Magpul sent me a whole brand new rear in 3 days. Sent a thing, fucking priority mail, and it was free. Because these things, they're $28, but I don't go without it. There's one, you can see the one on the top rifle, and then both my other ones have it too.
Now, is the Magpul one made out of aluminum or steel or what?
It's aluminum. I've never snagged it. It's never been in the way. I personally hated the one without it because every time I jam my palm up there, if I hit it slightly off center, I get like this stinger on my palm, and it's not intuitive at all. This thing, your finger, it's also in the middle of your trigger there, so if you're resting your finger on the top, it's you don't have to reach up like that other one that cuts through the lower receiver. I think it's genius, and it's absolutely essential if you have a malfunction.
It does not require drilling, tapping, etc.
Zero. You can put it on and take it off in one turn of putting a screw on. That's all it is.
Is that
So they make other kinds that replace the whole thing. The B5, I think it's called, or something. And that one's like skeletonized. And Troy makes one. This one works. And whatever. You can get one for $25. You're doing good, but they're like $30. Botash has them, I think, for $26 or something. I've never had the bolt not fail to hold back. It's never interfered with the function of my gun, period. So I don't know what to tell people. Like Stone Guy said, he had issues with his, but I can see
that.
that.
Magpul versus somebody else?
He had Magpul. He was saying what was happening was when he put it on, it was slightly raising the catch a little bit, so he was getting locked back without the mag being empty. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's like if you put a shim behind the lollipop or the joystick thing, obviously, yeah, that's gonna if you pull it all the way, it holds your bolt back. Well, he's saying that the tolerance was so close to the upper receiver that when he put the bad lever on, it raised it enough so it was catching his bolt sometimes. And mine has all kinds of clearance behind it. So, again, that was just a design. He had a bad paddle is what he had, or it was angled rearward when it shouldn't have been. And I have 4 different parts kits, and it fits every one of the 4 different parts kits that I've had. I've never had a paddle too big or off center. They all seem to be, well, I guess that's like of a mil specs, and they work. I love it. And so if you notice too,
just retrofitted, or you did it when you were building it?
I kind of didn't hear what you said, other than I put 2 on after, but on these 2 guns, I bought it when I bought everything else. So when my gun was finished, it was on there.
Well, if I buy one, I would be putting it on after. What do I need to be aware of that I might have to do extra?
Oh, nothing. That's the point. Not one single thing, dude. It's almost like you're just slipping it over the top like a glove. That's it. But in fact, you're just taking the screw out so it will fit over the paddle and putting the screw back in. That's all you're doing. There is 0 modifications to your gun. So that's the whole thing.
So what's the distributor you suggested checking?
Botash. Well, on Botash, and how I got the one for this gun in the front, they have a name your own price, and I think I got it for $26.50 instead of $28. The going rate on these things is $28 no matter where you look. With either it's free shipping and $28, or it's $24 with $3 shipping, or.
Well,
but I go on eBay is probably.
I was just at Botac, and it came up as it couldn't find anything called a bad lever.
Just go under manufacturers and hit Magpul, and then and Botash's website, and the further you scroll down, it keeps loading Magpul products. You'll see it. It's in the top couple pages. Or I can find it for you if you wait a moment, because I got Botash on my speed strip here.
Yeah, my internet bandwidth is kind of going up and down, as you can tell.
Yeah, I'll find it, and I'll put the link in here. Mine's not the fastest either, but I'm already at Botash, so give me a half second here, and I'll find it. So I cleared out the cache. I did the disk cleanup on our touchscreen.
I clicked on manufacturers, and I've been waiting 30 seconds.
You're breaking up again, Dana.
Yeah, that was too much breakup there. So I cleared out the cache at work on the giant 40-inch touchscreen computer we use just for the presentation. It had 22 gigabytes of temporary internet files. I was like, that probably slowed it down a little bit.
22 gigs?
Yeah, it hadn't been cleaned in 4 years.
Holy crap.
And we only use it for just presentations, but I was like, mother, it took like 15 minutes for it to clear. I was like, I didn't think this thing had that many gigs in it.
Yeah.
All right, I have an interesting thing happening here. I'm getting like selective manufacturers here. What the hell? What are you doing to me? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we kind of figured that, Dana. But to answer Chris's question he asked out there a while ago.
About what?
Well, it lists like Maglite, Magnum, but there's no Magpul.
Yeah, right now there's nothing. It's weird. I'm not. It's starting at 3. Hold on, something's weird right now.
Oh, wait, I found it.
Okay, because it's in there. All you got to do is look up Magpul on Botash, and you'll see it. And then there is a, and just you can name $1 less. I don't know. You know what? That whole name your own price thing can work, but it adds like a week to the shipping for some odd reason. It's really weird. So they're free shipping anyway. Another website that has free shipping that I've been looking at lately, they don't have a ton of stuff, but it's Wise Tactical, W-I-S-E. They got hex mags for $11.99 and they're free shipping. And they're hard to find hex mags, actually. And those are pretty decent mags.
What is? I've not heard of that. What's a hex mag?
It literally has a honeycomb pattern on it, and they've tested really well in a lot of the shootouts. And it's just a good-looking magazine, and it's the same price as Magpul. Whatever, you know.
Is it a durability issue, or?
Yeah, it could be. It's whatever. It holds up like a Magpul. Anything else. I just like to have a variety, you know. I got a couple of them. Give me a few of them. A couple of naked lady tees, you know. Box of those.
Yeah. Okay, I got $28.98 is the current price. And it just says
that's fine.
It says add to cart. I don't see anything here to bid.
Well, does it say right to the right of that in the red box, name your own price?
No, it just says add to cart.
Really?
Then add to compare, and then add to wish list.
Maybe they did away with that because it was a silly thing. Well, it's worth $28. That's the price of them. You're not going to find it really any cheaper. If you do, it's $1.
Okay.
So if you want one, I'd get it, and those guys will ship it to you. You'll have it by Wednesday if you order it right now, or Thursday at the latest. They're really fast.
I'm in no giant race for it.
Yeah. And if you also notice, I have those badass ambi safeties. I have them on all 4 rifles too. Now those are like absolute necessity for me. I think there should be standard equipment.
You have what else on your 4 rifles?
The ambidextrous safety selector. So I got the short lever on the right, which is on the top gun. Is the right side of the gun, and you can see it's a shorter throw, and then the one on the bottom gun is the normal size. There's just something about those safeties. They're just built like they're like billet aluminum or something. They just feel right. And I flip my safety on safe with my on the right side of the gun. I use my middle finger and just pop it back, and then I use my thumb to take it off safety. And once you get
Are
used
you
to that,
left-handed?
no.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I still think it's essential because you can flip it on safe. It's more intuitive than flipping it on safe on the left side, in my opinion.
Well,
Your
only
mileage may
because
vary.
I am left-handed, which of course changes everything. But also, since it was the first firearm I ever fired, let alone I ever received training on, I got very accustomed to reading that little notch on the other side to be able to tell just by looking what position the safety's in without necessarily having to manipulate it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, if you had an ambi safety, you'd never go without. The downside is they're
Well,
$56.
oh, no, that's not doubt. It's just when you're left-handed, after a while, you become accustomed to living in a right-handed world.
Right. But I'm a right-hander, and the ambi safety I think is an important piece even for either side because it just I don't know. I just think it's important.
Where that bad lever, I can see real advantages for me being left-handed.
Absolutely. People say, "Oh, there's no advantage if you're lefty." Actually, the advantage is all you got to do is put your finger straight, and you can hold the bolt back. It's actually better for a left-hander as far as clearing a malfunction. If you go to pull your charging handle back, all you got to do is put your index finger straight out, hit the bad lever. Here, let me turn my camera off here.
Oh, I have a news flash. On
So,
BOTAC, I have a news flash.
yeah.
On BOTAC, although the make an offer button is gone, if you pull up an individual item and you keep your mouse on that page without doing anything, after about a minute and a half, up will pop another window that says the price just got better.
Ooh.
Make an offer. So that's the way to get that.
There you go.
So,
all I'm going to tell you is this. I'm going to seriously tell you that I think that this make-a offer goes through a different company because I got a confirmation on the two things that I did win for best offer, and it wasn't the same as when I got it from Botash directly, and it literally didn't ship for like 5 days, whereas Botash will ship it on Monday. So in the end, was it worth it? If it was an EOTech for 460, I'd put 430 in there, and they'd probably take it, and I would wait the week. But here I'm holding it lefty here, right? So if I wanted to pull the charging handle back, which I'm not doing yet because I want the Duracoat to clear, if I want to hold the charging handle back as a lefty, all you do is that. I mean, it's even easier than what I would. And if you want to release the bolt, all you got to do is put your finger straight like that. It's going to release the bolt.
Right.
Fuck it. I better take the mag out.
Safety's
So
job
there
too.
it is. Here you go. Actually, that won't work as easy that way. So, but you can just put your finger up because the paddle's bigger now,
Right.
and then do it that way. So, but I mean, I just love it because, okay, so I put the mag in, click, done. You know, you are saving time.
Pull the trigger. I want to hear it go bang.
No, don't pull the trigger.
She's empty, or she was.
No, she ain't. I saw him remove the mag.
But just because the mag's out doesn't mean it's
Yeah,
empty.
well, there's the mag's loaded, as you can see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's no hex mag. That's a Lancer. Those are great magazines too.
I mean,
These
that's
are
one
great.
of the four. That's one of the 4 rules. Treat every gun as if it's loaded.
Yeah, well, it is now. But these are great because they have metal integrated into the polymer like an AK mag.
Oh, that's nice.
These Lancer mags are the cat's ass. These I like better than Magpul, and they're cheap. Botash sells these 6 for $55, dude. You should buy those there.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and these are $15 magazines, so
Because one
6
thing
for 55.
Yeah, because you can the window P mags really don't show you that much.
No, yeah, they show you when you have 15 rounds left, then you don't know what the fuck left
Exactly.
after that. It's supposed to. You have that stupid fluorescent orange thing on the spring, but that doesn't work.
Well,
And there
what
was
help is if at least they change colors. Let's say it was orange when it was 15, but when
Like
it
the
got
whole
down
spring was orange. You know, that would make sense.
but when it got down to 5, it turned some other just green or some other very different color.
That's
So
a
say,
that's a
I'm in the
Lancer
green.
mag too, in both of those.
Or in the
But
red, that means I got 5, somewhere between 5 and 1 round left.
yeah. And I did hear
But they
one
just
account of a soldier saying that he was getting sun glint off his window PMag when he was in Iraq, so he covered up the window with duct tape because he was
because
getting
the tape
reflection
is
of it.
soft.
You know, he was getting the brass was making this was giving away. You know, it was shining bright in the right light. So he goes, it wasn't quite the best thing.
Well, let me ask you, percentage-wise, what percent do they take your offer versus they never give a certain percent off? Like 10%?
Well, for a while there, they were taking anything under 10%. I think they'll take. But they were giving me a beast of a time when I was trying to buy those Lancer mags. They wouldn't even take $53 on 55. So
It all depends.
Magpul they take 10% off, definitely.
Yeah, when they do stuff like that, I'll make like a 25% off offer, and then if that doesn't go through, then I bump it up to 20, 15, 10.
The thing is that one time, and this happened to Moon as well, or Island Z, they didn't respond for a week to decline it, and then they declined it. And it's like, dude, I think I'm buying some freaking mags here.
Well,
and
that's
then
what
I think,
I ask you.
Yeah, and then I think they were rejecting every offer after that just to spite me. I felt seriously.
Well, what's typical as far as turnaround time to respond to your offer?
Usually it's about a day and a half later you're going to get a yes or a no.
Yeah,
and it's going to be emailed to you.
If it's within business days, obviously the weekends don't count.
Right. If you put an offer in now, I would say you'll know by Tuesday.
I find that shocking that it takes that long to actually go through. That should be done automatically in their system. We'll take, $26 for a $27 item.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to check your email. You have to pay attention to your email because that's how they let you know. And then you only have 12 hours to buy it. So if you miss it, you're fucked. It's like 12 hours to accept the offer, and then you're done. It's really weird. So,
if 12 hours seems ridiculous.
Let me find my email and see the exact time.
There's people that do this thing called work.
I know. I'm gonna pull one up on my email and see how long it actually is, because I remember it being ridiculous.
You've got 3 seconds to reply to this email. You take it or not?
Exactly.
It's like, well, let me give you another offer.
Boy, eBay had my number last month. I was buying all kinds of shit because I was making that pistol. And every 3 days they were sending me a triple, up to 5 times eBay bucks. So I was getting 10% rewards on everything. I'm up to $50.
Nice.
So I got $50 coming of free money next month.
Well, I found out I can check out now on eBay as a guest.
Yeah.
Last year I could not do it as a guest because every time I type my address in, they say my account was flagged.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're having issues.
Don't you have a local friend? You could just have it shipped to their house?
I hate doing that because then I gotta wait for them to tell me it's there, and then I have to.
Well, they would still send you the email that says, here's your tracking number.
I know, but when friends can pick it out, I can pick it up from a friend, so I don't do that.
God forbid.
Although I thought about using my neighbor's address and tell him, oops, you got something in the mail for me.
And whatever you do, don't leave anything in your cart without taking it back out, because then Motash will email you every 12 hours, complete your purchase. All right, here we go. Dear Marcello, we are sorry. Your offer has been declined. Oh, let me find one they actually accepted. Yeah, because this one's not telling me the time frame. When you're declined, they don't. Let me find the one they accepted. Your offer, rejected.
Sounds like a typical Saturday night for you.
I got quite a few of them. It's sounds like my 20s. All right, your offer. I made a lot here. Let's find one they actually accepted. Yeah, I'm going back. Wow, I'm going way back here.
While you're looking for that, GeoWebs is doing a revolver talk on
Yeah.
fake guns, and they're
I'm
live.
not a revolver guy.
Me either. Well, I had one revolver. I thought it was cool and awesome. I own a revolver, but I don't think I'd own more than one revolver.
I'm having a hard time here. Well, let me see. I'm only going back to November. Let's keep going, see what happens. Yeah, because it was a while ago that I did a bunch of them in a row, and then I stopped for a while.
And to answer, Chris asked a question quite a while as I'm running this while GeoWebs is running his. That's the awesome thing about gun channels. You can have multiple chats going.
I like that you can have different chat windows, open.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. Well, I'm only going to go back another couple here to try and find it because it's pissing me off. But now it's a mission because I want to know exactly how long they give you. Plus, I want to look up the name of that decal stuff.
Yeah. So
That's bugging me too.
Yeah, I actually this week bought 2 things on eBay.
I love me some eBay.
I can use a buy it now option. I can't bid for anything, of course, but that's fine for me. I got my batteries for the one quad that I'm supposed to get through Hobby Queen. Hobby Queen, as I'm going to call them, because they're not Hobby King.
I got a dummy account on eBay too. Gotta have 2 accounts.
Oh, in case you get flagged or whatever.
Well, that, or in case I want to pump the bid up. No.
Well, some purchases he doesn't want people to know about.
There's a flaw in eBay's system. Okay, I can tell you right now, but it's in their benefit, so that's why they don't change it. It's a big flaw because it'll allow. Here's the flaw. Okay, so if you're selling on there, and something's $10, and you go in there and you bid $10. Okay, now the item's getting close to being ended, and now it tells you how many people are watching. So let's say there's a bunch of people watching, and you're afraid you're not going to win at $10. So you go back in and you bid again, and you bid 12. Well, me as the seller, I'm going to see that you just bid again. Even though it doesn't tell me your bid, I know for a fact that it's got to be at least 50 cents more than your last bid. So anyone can go in there, bid $10.50, and it's guaranteed that that item's going to go to $11. Guaranteed. So it's almost like you're showing your hand in poker. Because even if you're just looking on the site, it says 2 bids, but yet it's the minimum bid, you know that that person has bid twice. And even if you bid the next highest one, you're not going to win because that person has already bid more than that amount because you have to. And my only logic is, well, eBay doesn't care because the higher the bid, the more commission they get. But it's definitely a flaw.
It is a flaw, and
then it tells the seller that he can go in and bid on it. You know what I'm saying?
I've done this before just to be an asshole to the person that was beating me out and see that they put 2 bids in.
Yeah.
Purposely bump it up, that next dollar amount, so that person's got to pay more for it.
Dude, I do it all the time.
That was the max I was going to pay. Now you got to pay $1 more, asshole.
Yeah, I wish there was a comment section on eBay because when I see people bidding like $80 for an SOE belt that you can buy direct from SOE for $45, I'm like, what are you doing? You can buy it direct for cheaper. It just doesn't make sense to me. But
my question: do I have to have 2 PayPal accounts to be able to have 2 eBay accounts?
No, you can connect as many as you want. Because you're only connecting the email, and you can put the same email or I have 2 different emails, and they're connected to one PayPal account.
All right, I got to do that.
You can add as many emails to your PayPal as you want, which is cool.
Well, I did that before. I'm going to have to do that, but
Yeah, you can do that. Sometimes it knows that my account's the same. It's like, oh, that account's connected to that one. Can't do that. But for most time it doesn't.
maybe I'll try doing that, see if I can have 2 eBay accounts, but
The beauty of PayPal is you can sell anything to anybody. They can use a credit card to pay you. They don't need a PayPal account. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's why I just just want to be able to get some stuff for the RC hobby, and
And if you have money in yours and I have money in mine and I send you money as a gift, nobody gets a fee. Neither one of us pay a fee. It's completely free. And the whole 100% of the money goes to you. So it's definitely a neat feature.
yeah, send it to what is it? They call it relatives or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's just a gift. But it doesn't even matter or something. If it's PayPal to PayPal and there's enough money in your PayPal, it won't charge you a fee if it's not like a service or something. Yeah. You're right. It does have to be something, but
I've done that, including, let's just say, for on the side buying things.
Mm-hmm.
And the person, give me, $5 plus a couple bucks for shipping. Give it to me as a gift.
Absolutely, man.
And then, separately email me your address. And
I'm personally shocked at the amount of people that will actually hit the gift button that I've met off of Craigslist.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'll either charge you 3% more, or you can send it as a gift.
When I was selling a whole bunch of knives, when I was selling all those knives, almost I think everybody but 2 people sent it to me as gifts, and I'm like, wow, that was really
It is pretty ballsy. It could be rife with abuse, but I mean, obviously, here you go. It's going to a bank account. Nowadays, you can't open a bank account without 2 forms of ID. So, I mean, you're going to get caught, but you could get away with it for a little while if you were an asshole.
Yeah, but if you send it to me as a gift, there's no recourse for the person sending it to you.
Exactly, you're right. So no one's in the wrong. I mean, you're not going to get a strike. They send it as a gift.
I got a question for either one of you. I have not used eBay in probably 6+ years. Who pays the fee, and at what dollar amount does it start?
All right, well, here you go.
I'll let Cello tell you the fees.
Meaning, who pays the fee? Now, you got to clarify that. You pay a fee to both eBay, and then PayPal takes a fee as well. Okay, if I sell an item for $30, eBay's going to take or charge me like 8%. So it's going to cost me like $2.57 to sell something for $30. Now, they're just going to bill me. I'm going to get a bill at the end of the month for all the fees I owe eBay. And if I don't pay it in 15 days, they're going to automatically take it out of my PayPal. PayPal and eBay are the same company. Or they're
so the buyer does not directly, I realize indirectly he does pay, but he does not directly pay any fees, the buyer.
Absolutely not. And PayPal is going to take its cut right off the top.
Okay. Now,
so I'm going to get the $30 into PayPal. PayPal's only going to give me they're going to take 3%. They're going to give me $28.92 or something.
So it's 2.9% and 30 cents.
Yeah, there you go. But this is the thing with eBay. It's not across the board. If you sell something for $500 or something or more, then they only take like a maximum of $50 and then like 1% after that. So when I didn't know that, I was getting all freaked out when I was selling some guitars for like $1,500 on there. My fee was only like $60 on $1,500. It wasn't $140 or something. So the nice thing is it is a tiered rate. The more you actually charge, they will start to take less.
So the first
I don't know how it
is what you say.
It's something like that. It's like 8% is like the number. Now, I don't pay anything to list. And I know that's probably because I'm above standard and top rated. If I list something and it doesn't sell, I don't have any fee at all. There's no fee for me. To even do a buy it now is completely free. And I think that's it for everybody now. I got a newsletter from them, and I think that's what they're doing for everybody now. But if it sells, you pay fees. If it doesn't sell, you don't pay a penny.
And that's everybody, or only?
I think it is. I think as of like March 31st, they're changing it because they want to encourage more people to use it.
Okay.
Because now they're offering me a store for like $5 a month, and that used to be way more expensive than that.
Hey, by the way, with that $50 you're gonna get free. Buy
Yeah.
yourself a quadcopter.
Yeah, I might. You know, it's free money, man. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to repeat my question because you broke up when you gave the answer. What is
Okay.
the percent?
It's about 8%. Call it 10.
Okay, so 10% for the first $500.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
In
done
the
by
end,
categories too, isn't it? Like
yeah, like automotive's different and stuff.
electronics are different than
Yeah.
books.
But for the most part, you know, you see, and then what they give me when I was selling, if you have more than 100 transactions in a year and over $1,000 in sales, you get 20% off the fee. And I get up to 50% off shipping. Now that's where you make your money a little bit. Because I can send something priority mail for $3
My
sometimes.
follow-on question: do you always input free shipping,
I think that's
even though
about.
it's
No, free shipping is a. I don't believe it attracts any more buyers, and you end up paying fucking shipping. So I always put low shipping.
again,
And if it's low enough and it's
yeah.
better price than anybody else, more people will bid on it. The free shipping thing, I don't think there's anything to it. Period. And eBay gives you free tracking numbers, and that's $1 at the post office.
Yeah.
So,
But
Yeah,
just
I
so
do
you know,
understand. Again, the
But you have
buyer
to-
is paying for everything. He's just not paying for it up front.
well, this
including
is the
shipping.
thing. If you know, if the buyer's paying $50, including shipping, you're not getting $50. You're getting $46.20. That's what you're getting. So technically he's paying, but you're the one actually not getting the money. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yep.
You know, so but it's a total honor system, like I said, because you don't have to pay until the end of the month.
yeah, and just so everybody out there knows, if you have a PayPal account, you can actually send first-class parcel mails. You know, something you stick in a bubble wrap envelope that weighs 13 ounces or less, I believe the cutoff point is. And you can print your label up there with free tracking number.
Dude, you need to school my ass because I've been a member for 6 years and I can't print postage from PayPal. I don't know how to do it.
Really?
It's the most annoying thing in my whole life. I don't even understand it, and I have a Premier account. I
do
can't do it.
too.
Yeah, you need to help me. So I don't need to know tonight, but I just can't.
Oh,
do
it's
I don't know what it is, so I know it's easy.
If you sell
What tab
something
is it
with,
under?
yeah, if you sell something on eBay, just go to your PayPal account and it'll say ship.
Oh, on
print shipping
eBay,
here.
yeah. But what if I don't? What if you give me $50? Now I want to print postage to you. It won't.
Well,
let
I
me
would
do
send
that.
it to you as a gift, okay?
Yeah, but now it won't even let you. Now you can't print postage because there's no eBay attached to it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna share the link here. Just give me a second to find it in my
All right.
bookmarks.
I think you're actually wrong on this.
No.
Because I can't. I just want to be able to print shipping for something off of PayPal, even if you know what I mean. And I just can't do it. And I know I thought I had it under merchant services or whatever the frick it is.
It is so well hidden in there.
It is hidden.
I'll put the link in the internal for you.
All right. The only problem, and it's not a problem, but the only issue is if I withdraw from the PayPal to my bank account, it takes a minimum of 2 days, sometimes 3. So you got that limbo thing going on. And I've had someone dispute a sale once for something big, and they reached right into your checking account and grabbed that money, overdrew me. So if you don't have the money backed up, well, when you first start, they don't even let you touch the money until someone gives you positive feedback. That's annoying. But when someone pays me now, someone could buy something for me for $2,000. That money's mine the second they pay for it. I can touch it right then and there because I got the track record.
Yeah, did you check that link out?
I'm going to check it now.
What do you mean you can't touch the money if somebody buys something from you right
If you
away?
sell something for more than $100, Dano, PayPal won't let you touch that money until the person receives the item and gives you positive feedback. Then they'll release the $100 because they're protecting the buyer, not the seller.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is that where your history got screwed up?
No, I was actually, because I sold a whole bunch of stuff on eBay before that when, so I was past that point. The first transaction I had was like $15, and they held the money. And after that, I was good to go. My history was that basically the buyer tried to scam me by replacing a serialized number item with the item I sent him, and then sent it back to me as broken, and he had switched the items.
Yeah, you got like a conspiracy fucked.
I had it all on video, and I showed it. I sent all the information to eBay, or not, because it was actually he checked out as a guest, so I had to go through eBay, not PayPal.
Yeah.
And I sent all that information, and the video is showing, this is a serialized one I sent him. So I had packed it up because it was $700 some, so I filmed everything. Packed it up, sent it to him. When I got it back defective, I opened it up for proof. And as soon as I saw the serial number was different, I copied that and sent it to eBay and told them I'm not paying this. And they actually went in favor of the buyer. Even though all the proof was on my side, thankfully, when I got the item and noticed the switch, I disconnected my PayPal from eBay. So they could not get the money from me.
Yeah, so there you go, and I'm not sure that could happen now, but it happens for sure. And that's a unique situation, and they always kind of go with the buyer. I sold something last year. I sold an old vintage purse. It's a long story, but the thing had little rips in it, and it was sun faded. And I took about 12 pictures. I distinctly said there are tears. Here's pictures of it, and it's sun faded. And when the person got it, I went, "This has got little rips and it's sun faded." And so they opened a dispute. I go to fight it. PayPal closed it, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" PayPal closed it, refunded the buyer the money, and didn't charge me the money at all. They said, "We actually find no fault to either of you. We refunded their money. This won't affect you, and we're not charging you either. He gets to keep the item, you get to keep the money, and he got his money back." That was like, that's good customer service. That was the one time that the seller got benefits, and I was happy with that.
Right.
Well, Joe, I put a link in the side for you to look at.
Let me take a look at that. That other link, Cork, kind of didn't work. It says, "Sorry, your last action could not be completed." I think that's because you're in PayPal and I'm out.
Hold on a second. I signed in. I thought I had copied the link before I signed in. Maybe I didn't.
All right, I'm checking Dano's link now.
I've just not heard of BDI. I don't know if they're just some small little manufacturer.
Okay, now this item looks like it could work, but it's only $6 cheaper, and I'm not familiar with it.
Right, that's what I'm asking. I've never heard of BDI.
It looks functionally about exactly the same.
Right.
This is the thing, like I said, I had that problem with the Magpul that won. They just sent me a whole new back. I can't say this wouldn't work, and yeah, it's definitely going to save you some money. And this is the thing. This isn't an integral part to the weapon moving back and forth or anything. All this has to do is put pressure on your release, and it'll release your bolt. So it's got to work. We know that. And it does, and it looks, everything. This is what the Magpul looks like.
Yeah.
It's almost identical.
What this guy wants, yeah. The Magpul one I bid on higher than what you're seeing. If they accept it for $2, I'll take the name brand.
Mm-hmm. See, now below, it's got one of those up for auction, and right now that one's only $18.50 with free shipping, with 21 hours left.
I checked that link on Chrome and it worked for me, so that should.
All right, let me check it again.
I didn't realize it went with my command flow, so.
And again, for me, it's about familiarity, Dano. I already had 3, so I went with 4.
Yeah.
So every gun has the exact same safety, every gun has the same trigger, and every gun has the same bad lever.
Well, whenever
So
I buy something online, I like to know it either comes from a company that's known for quality, or I can talk to somebody who has had one of that from that company and verify that they don't make junk.
I'm gonna have to bookmark this link, Cork, because it's all it's telling me is okay, I can do it.
Yep.
Didn't tell me how I got here. I'm gonna bookmark it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta bookmark it because you're not gonna find it on their site.
That's the weirdest thing. All right, cool.
I think I went through like 10 pages before I found it.
I just gave up. I was like, this is impossible. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The fuck.
So what does that let you do on PayPal?
Now I can print postage from PayPal at a discount.
Correct.
Which is great because you can print a label right on your computer and you just tape it on the package. It's automatically got a tracking number. It automatically emails somebody, if you wanted to, the tracking number, and it's cheaper. You don't have to go, and then when you go to the post office, you can cut the line and go, hey, these are all set, by the way. I'm just dropping these off. Or you can put it in the box and you just leave.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's, and you're saving a lot of money. Free tracking is $1. Come on.
Yeah. Well, when you sign first class,
don't you have to weigh it?
Yeah, no, it's by the ounce. Yeah, you got to have a scale. You're not going to be selling shit if you don't own a scale. And you can buy a scale on eBay for $15. It's either $1 with $14 shipping or $14 with $1 shipping. They have scales that just sell like that.
Yeah. You can also go to just like Harbor Freight and pick one up for roughly the same price.
Yeah, and then just make sure it weighs in ounces and then pounds. That's all you need, because they round up to the highest ounce.
See, I always thought you got that at the head store.
Yeah, that only weighs grams.
That will weigh up to like 500 grams or something.
I can only weigh a quarter ounce with that, Dan.
but I know what you mean.
And there's a 3-ounce minimum, by the way.
Yeah, and by the way, I have one of those mini scales, and it wasn't for drugs. It was actually to weigh watches.
Yeah, you gunpowder and for gold, because I sell gold, so I have one of those for that for eBay. Because there's nothing better than when you're selling a piece of gold and you're showing it on the scale to the exact, half to a point tenth of a gram. Then that's what people like. They're like, oh, this guy's, and they get it, and that's what the weight is. So.
And I use that to weigh all my first, because it weighs up to 15 ounces.
So are you buying and selling that junk jewelry?
I'll tell you what, you're going to
like
get the best price on silver and gold and precious metals. Your best dollar is going to come from eBay. People will pay full market and beyond on eBay. I'm not saying it's the best place to buy gold and silver, but it's the best place to sell it. I went to
sell it to the pawn shop. You're lucky to get 50%.
Oh my God, the pawn shop fucks you. When they tell you you're getting market price, you're getting 75% market price.
Or 50% market price, because they've got to sell it to their refiner.
Right. They're going, oh, I'm just going to pay you the gold. And I'm like, yeah, I got my calculator right here. This is worth $1,300. They're going to offer you $800. And on eBay, you'll get $1,350.
There was a chat about a year ago where Stone Guy, when we were offline, and I'm not going to divulge any secrets, but
50%
went through and gave those how that system. And if you do have jewelry that was grandma's that you don't want to keep, do not expect to get anything relatively close to what it's actually worth as far as the spot price of silver or gold. You are going to get a mere fraction of what it's worth.
Right, which is what I'm saying.
Unless you're like great friends with the owner of the shop or something like that, then you'll get.
But like that's why I'm saying
instead of 50%.
You'll get spot price on eBay. Yeah, it might be minus 8%, but that's nothing compared to how bad they'll screw you at the store. And that's it. You have to know the carat. You got to know if it's 14, 18, 20, and then the weight, and that's it. And the people will do it for you, the job for you.
Well,
and you'll be
when it
amazed.
comes to that stuff, I only deal in .999 fine.
Well, the joke of this whole thing is a few years ago, I'm like, man, I wish I had some gold to sell. And then I went, wait a minute, I'm Italian. I have like 12 gold chains. I got horns. I ended up having like 3, 4 grand worth of gold. And I'm like, yeah, forgot about that stuff. And I was like, oh, here's a broken necklace. Boom, $200. Here's a broken bracelet. Boom, $300. Like,
But in order to not get ripped off as a seller, you need to understand, spend $10 and get yourself an acid test to be able to tell when Grandma gave you this, what carat is it? Is it 18? Is it 14?
no, the beauty of this too is any reputable dealership, well, you can bring it in and go, hey, what's this? And they should tell you. And then you
Yes.
can kind of go from their word,
Yeah.
and they'll do that for free. So that's the one good thing they'll do. But
They'll
you're
do it
never,
for free, but they'll do it in the
ever,
back room.
yeah, you're never going to get what you should get for your gold or silver going into a jewelry store or anyone that says cash for gold. You're not going to get it.
And
Don't
don't
even
think you're
bother.
even going to get it.
Yeah.
Don't even bother. I
You're
find
gonna
that
get
you'll
less.
get. I find you'll get 70%, but you're leaving all that money on the table. Period.
If
And
you're
for
if somebody's
half
getting
an hour of
70%,
work.
they're getting one hell of a deal. I'm talking about the places that advertise on TV. Drop off your old
Oh
gold.
yeah,
Oh, those
send
places you
it
can.
in.
Yeah, you're
Send
lucky
us
to
an
get.
envelope full of your gold, and we'll let you
Yeah.
know.
I will say
We'll
those
send you a
places.
check.
Yeah, those places.
I won't say the percent that I was told from a known jeweler, but it was far less than 50%.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say you're lucky to get 25%. Normally they pay 10%.
Wow, I get more for brass.
And again, that's why I like precious metals, but I prefer staying in the .999 fine area because I know exactly what it is and exactly what it's worth, and there's no somebody that's going to say, well, I understand that Grandma told you it was pure, but it's something less.
Well, and this is the other thing. This is it too, and this is 100% too. It ain't everything is scrap. What you think is grandma's heirloom, yeah, that's scrap gold. How much does it weigh? That's what you got to remember. Nobody gives a crap whose it is, how old it is. You might have some items that will get better value because if it is a nice design bracelet, but everything is scrap. So don't,
Yep.
that's classic pawn shop stuff. I don't give a crap if it was Elvis Presley's. Can you prove it? No, it's scrap.
My aunt had gold teeth removed, and she had to keep the gold. Gold crowns, of course.
Mm.
And she was gonna sell it to this jewelry place for like $5.
Jesus Christ.
And I went. Well, she had porcelain crowns put on and replaced, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And I said, no, let me throw that stuff on eBay, and I think I got her $50.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I weighed it out on a little scale. I can't remember anymore the weights, but there was still even a little piece of tooth in it, and the buyer didn't care.
Cello, do you deal in any nothing's pure but .999 fine?
No, I never had anything like that. I would love to actually have a bunch of like quarter-ounce ingots, half-ounce ingots. I'd love to have that. I'm too poor to have any sort of money.
Nice thing. Any sort of nice things.
I got like $200 bills under a pillow somewhere. That's my emergency money at this point in my life because I'm still fucked. So whatever. But I do have 5,000 rounds of ammo.
Some of that jewelry you had, you could have easily traded it for a quarter ounce coin.
I traded it for
a numismatic
a Midwest Industries $200 rail for my gun is what it turned into, and then I turned into a
well, that's just
Yeah, I mean, I am equipment rich. I definitely have. I freaked myself out today, and I just thought about it. I was like, I have $6,000 worth of AR-15s. I'm like, they're easily worth $1,500 each with what's on them. It's like, well, I probably don't need that. Maybe I should get a motorcycle. get rid of some of these things. But that's what they're there for, because now I can't touch the money easily. And if I can't pay the alimony, well, there goes a gun. That's my form of.
And with the accessories that you put on any firearm, they're only worth what a potential buyer values them in.
Right. Well, that's why I don't do anything but Surefire, or you know what I mean. I mean that's why I do it. And when I Duracoat something, I just sold a TRS 25 used that wasn't even in great shape because it was Duracoated. I got $78 for it. You can buy it brand new for $59.
Exactly.
Because it was Duracoated, someone wanted it, and it wasn't even Duracoated that good. I did it real haphazardly, and someone still gave me way more for it. It was like, you know.
So do you have like a little garage setup that you do it in, or?
No, I did this gun on the porch. See how it's on that table? That's where I did it.
Oh.
Well, I rig up very intricate jigs and ways to hold it so I don't lay it on its side, but
Yeah, with coat
it's not
hangers.
humid. This
So
time of
when
year,
the
it's not humid out. I don't give a fuck. I was in a condo place last year with 30 condos a row. I was out there spraying the gun, man.
So when the niggers
Yeah, I didn't hear a word of that, except for the neighbors.
in their laundry, you're hanging your ARs
Absolutely.
for me. So, sorry guys.
That's me. Sorry.
No problem. It's only
It's DB.
12 people viewing.
So, anyway, we'll catch you on another night.
Uh-oh.
Anybody hear me?
Yes, I hear
We'll
you.
see you on another night. I did hear that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right. Yeah. I guess we could kind of. I don't know. I'm kind of not really. Yeah. I guess we could call it. I think we've done our part.
Yeah,
Everybody's obviously talking revolvers. I guess.
pretty much.
So well, we had a good little chat.
Well, I'm going to stop broadcast.